Happy Sunday, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Soaring from Within. Today's topic is, it's a matter of time. Today we're going to talk about process. We are so inundated with things happening in our lives, with stimulation, with things being bombarded from society, whether it's social media, whether it's in traffic, we see all these different billboards, hear all these type of advertisements on the radio, and then it gets us into this process of, I want it now. I want to experience it right now, right here. Don't have time to wait. That's our generation. That's the shift that's happening. Which is why now there's this wonderful expression called Google it. You want some information? Google it. Instantaneous results. It's data. We're a data-driven society. We no longer care about process, about systemization, about the steps that is necessary to experience growth and development. We want answers. Here's the problem with that. There's no growth and development in getting the answer only. The answer is good. The outcome is good. You need what you need. You need the data. You need the information. But the information itself does not provide the growth and development. What provides the growth and development is the process, the system, the trial and error, some of the valleys, some of the peaks, and middle ground. That's where you have this developmental stages and the growth, where you can have a time to sit back and think. As IBM said, International Business Machine, what if? What if? But if you're just data driven, there is no what if. It's, let's see the results. Let's see the results. How does that affect your life? That means everybody on this planet, for the most part, is result driven and result oriented. You make a cake. You have ingredients. You have a recipe. There's a step-by-step procedure to get the desired outcome. Let's say you want to skip a couple steps. You want a couple shortcuts. You don't have much time. Because you remember, it's about time. And that's something we don't have. So instead of having the procedure step by step, you want to skip it to get the cake. It'll do. But is it what you're supposed to have? Is it the right cake? Are we content with it'll do? Or do we want to go through the sometimes painstaking efforts? Sometimes it requires a lot of sacrifice. Oh yes, sometimes it requires an additional amount of time to get the right result. I really never experienced anything of greatness that really came instantaneously. Even our Heavenly Father and Cosmic Mother said, in 7 days, it'll be done. It could have been done instantaneously. Yes? Or how about you? Did you not grow up and develop as a human being? What if you came out the womb and the next day you're already an adult? You're missing all of the fun, all of the steps, all the processes. Being an adult with the mind of a 2-year-old, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? But if you have the time, to take the time, to observe, to assess, to prioritize, to scrutinize, open it up and see what do I have and how does this relate to me? How does this affect me? And how can I become a different, higher version of who I already am? That in itself takes time. That's why it's called process. And we get so boggled down when we can't see the process occurring. Just like when you plant a seed. I remember when I was in kindergarten, we planted a bean seed. And every hour, did it sprout yet? Did it pop up from the soil yet? Every day we come back. Is it there yet? Did the bean plant, did it grow? There are so many magnificent things are occurring underneath the soil where you can't see, where it really counts, where it's really important. That process is needed, which is why during that process, you have a responsibility for that bean plant, for that seed. You have to water it. You have to give it the proper light, the proper soil, the proper fertilization. Imagine if you didn't do that because you didn't have the time. You want the bean plant immediately. So what do? You take some shortcuts. You listen to things people say, if you were to do this, this will make it grow faster. Oh, it might make it grow faster, but is it the best version? Oh, you may get it within another couple of days, but is it the right thing to do? And this is what our society is trying to do to us, to our spirits. They're conditioning us, and have been so since you arrived on this planet, to forget the process, to forget the system, and just go for results. And you wonder how does that affect society? All you have to do is open your eyes, listen, and the answers will be there. Look at what we have created, because we have forgotten the beauty of the process, and I got time. In fact, that's all you got is time. Because the moment you keep forgetting about time, guess what happens? You produce inadequate, ineffective, and an inefficient version of who you're supposed to be. God says you're great, but every day He is looking for you to become even greater. That in itself takes time. So I'm going to ask you, do you have time to be who you're supposed to be? Do you have time to be the highest version of yourself? Do you have time the following day to be better than you were the day before? Or are we going to be subjects of society and say, I don't have time? And it's funny if you say that, because society has manipulated us like we're robots. And they have time. So if I were you, I would have time to resist. I would have time to challenge. And I would even have a little bit of time to say, you know what? If it's about me, then why I'm so indulged and entrenched in all the things society has brought to me? What if I gave time for time? Have a happy Sunday. Love you.